Hey guys, and welcome back to Mika Reaction Reviews, where we react to reviews to things on the internet. I'm going to be posting this video on both this channel and my travel channel because I think that it goes along with both. Because today we're going to be talking about Passport Bros. Passport Bros has been making its round in the red pill space, but Passport Bros have been around for a very long time. And men aren't the only ones who do this. Women do it too. If you don't know what a Passport Bro is, I think it's broken down to men who go overseas because they're looking for traditional wives or girlfriends or traditional type of relationship, and they're going to cultures where they think that still can be provided for them, right? So a lot of young men have been using this as like a na to like Western women, like, oh well, if you're not going to do what we want you to do, if you're not going to be the traditional woman we want you to be, if you're not going to go back to the 1950s barefoot and pregnant, then we're going to go overseas and we're going to find it somewhere else, and we're going to be treated like kings, and we're going to have young pretty girlfriends who's going to love on us and just, you know, get whatever you want, right? That's kind of the idea of a passport bro, and some of it's true and a lot of it's sort of glamorized or romanticized in a way that I actually think is kind of problematic and dangerous to men who think that it's really that simple and that easy. There's a couple of things I want to say. But first off, I have no problem with passport bros. I don't think there's anything wrong if you aren't finding what you want in the country that you're in, going to another country and getting what you want, as long as everybody is legal and is consent and this person is not being trafficked. Those are my things that I would have a problem with. But as long as two consenting adults and they both know the gist of what they're getting into, even if it's just a sort of exchange sort of type of relationship, I don't actually think there's anything wrong with that. I think there's this sort of a fallacy or this belief that girls overseas are stupid and dumb and naive and they're just usually duped, and that's not really true. I mean, most young girls with undeveloped frontal lobe cortexes in their brains, there is a power dynamics, but it's not that they're like so dumb and stupid they don't understand what they're getting into. Like, especially places like Thailand, passport bro-ism, tourism is literally basically built into the tourist sort of culture in Thailand. Like, people know that this happens. It's like one of the biggest walking stereotypes you see when you're in Thailand. By the way, I lived in Thailand for 4 years. I've been traveling for 8 years. I've seen the passport pro culture many times, and I've seen women do it too. And again, if both people involved are adults and consenting and they understand the situation they're getting into, I don't have a problem with it. What I do have a problem with sometimes is people over romanticizing the situation, because I think it can get guys in a lot of trouble, and I've seen it with my own eyes, right? The thing is, a lot of the red pill men, or the men who talk about this, will kind of demonize Western women by saying that they're gold diggers, they just want money, they're just materialistic, and then once they get the things that they want, the money, the materialism, they don't really do the thing the guy wants. The guy wants to have sex, the guy wants his wife to be traditional, and he doesn't get that, and so he's not getting his exchange when the woman's getting what she wants, or something like that, right? The thing is, like, if you go overseas, the money is still very much involved. A lot of times these young Thai girls, Filipino girls, Colombian girls, whatever girls, aren't going to go with you unless you can pay for it, right? And depending on what culture you're in, especially like a place like Thailand, you don't just pay the girl. You're not just financially responsible for the girl and any kids and you have with her. You're financially responsible for the family. Like, you pay for the mommy, the daddy, the cousin, the uncle who needs a loan to open a business, you know, their car broke down, they need a new cattle, whatever. They're coming to you for that money. And it's not always the same. This is a very big generalization. It really depends on the age of the girl. Like, if she's very young and the parents know that she can get a better deal, they're gonna wait to let the daughter get a better deal. If the woman is 30 and she has kids and she's divorced, then maybe it's a different situation, but then you're kind of getting the same thing that you're running away from in the West, right? And in Asia, a lot of times the parents is your Lord, God, and Savior. Your parents have a lot of last say in your life. Your parents have a lot of control of what you do well into your 30s and 40s, you know what I mean? And so if they don't want you to marry someone, if they don't want you to be with someone, if they say don't be with that person, a lot of times the kid is going to, you know, do what their parents say. And so if you don't have the money to pay for the entire family, if they can't come for you for a loan whenever they want to, not a loan, for a handout, then a lot of times you can't get that girl, right? And so the money is still involved. So like, they make fun of women for being gold diggers in the West, but the money is still very involved over here overseas. However, the guy kind of feels like he gets what he wants though. He gets a traditional young girlfriend who's going to have a wife that's going to have kids with him, that's going to stay with him and cook and clean and all those things. So he's getting what he wants out of it. And it's not costing him like $500,000. It might be only costing him $60, $70, $100,000, you know, so it's less and he gets what he wants, right? However, it's not always that easy, especially places like Thailand where passport boat tourism is such like, girls talk to girls. I've talked to Thai women about this. Like, there's girls who know that this happens and they go for those guys. And if you don't think that these girls know how to finesse you because you've been told that these girls are so sweet and naive and they're so not modern and they're not Western, they don't understand what finessing is. If you're not looking for the finesse, then you're gonna get finessed. So I've seen men get taken to the cleaners coming overseas to do these things, because in places like Thailand, I was taken to Thailand, and maybe I've seen it in again, Philippines, I've seen it in Vietnam, I've seen it in India, but it's more like women doing it in India than men doing it in India. But I'm sticking to Thailand because that's where I spend a lot of time in. You can't own property in Thailand as a foreigner. You can't open a business in Thailand as a foreigner. Everything you buy in Thailand goes to your wife. So I've seen men do that, and as soon as they sign those papers, they're kicked to the curb. I've seen men buy houses, buy businesses for their wives and their family, and then the wife take it and boom, you're out. You have no power because they're the sole ownership of everything. I've still heard stories about women who will like set up a wedding and then the guy goes to get married to his Thai wife and then find out she's actually marrying her Thai boyfriend and he just paid for the entire wedding. I've heard stories about men who went back home to Britain with their Thai wife for 5-7 years, came home, she was packing her bags, saved all the money he was giving to her for an allowance, went back and she said, I'm going back to my Thai husband. Like, people get finessed all the time. In Colombia, men are getting drugged up, like left to the curb, getting robbed. Like, there's men who are homeless in the Philippines because they went to the Philippines thinking they were gonna get a nice, sweet, young Filipino girl and got taken to the cleaners. So this over romanticization of like this super easy life that you can go overseas and you're just gonna be treated like a king and all these girls are gonna flock to you and it's that easy, is going to put a lot of people in a bad situation. You still have to use your brain and you still have to use your smarts. People can still take advantage of you, you know what I mean? And in India it happens in the same way, where women go to India and a lot of times it's the opposite. Women usually have a bit more money than Indian boyfriends, and then sometimes they get scammed and they get robbed because people know this is happening. They're not dumb, naive people that live overseas. They're not uneducated. They understand the game and they know you're coming over here for a reason. And this is a big generalization. Sometimes it works out fine. Sometimes you gotta kiss a bunch of princes and prince before you get the one. Sometimes it does turn out the way the guys or the girls want it to, but I'm saying the way they make it seem like it's super easy and it's super simple and it's just gonna happen instantly is a lie. Like, you can get scammed and you can get finessed if you come over here trying to wave your money around and be big money Benz or big money misses and get whatever boy or girl you want. You're going to get taken advantage of. That's my only thing. I don't have a problem with people wanting to create the lives they want. I left the States because I wanted to create the life I want. So I don't have a problem with that as long as they're consenting and as long as they're legal and as long as they're not being. I'm back. I ran out of space again on my phone, like per usual. Not on my phone, on my camera. But that was all I had to really say. I could say a lot more. I could talk about my experience that I've had in all the other different countries when I've seen people come overseas for their particular reason to meet someone. Men go overseas for the particular reason to get a wife or a girlfriend or just sex tourism. And I've seen women particularly go overseas just to get a boyfriend because they know they're a 10 in India and a 6 in America and they know they can get what they want. So I've seen it on both sides. But to be fair, I've seen local people also get abused by foreigners who go over there for that purpose. I've seen men come overseas and knock up the local girls and just leave them stranded. And I've seen foreign women come to places like India, get what they want out of the guy, and when it doesn't suit them anymore, take the kid and take everything and leave. And then the local guy they can't do anything about it. So I've seen it on both sides. People scam each other, people screw over each other, people finesse each other. It's not all rainbows and roses like people try to make it seem. It can be. It can work out the way you want it to work out, but you can't go in with rose-colored glasses because you're going to miss the red flags if you do that. So again, I don't have a problem with it. It's everybody's being treated fairly in a situation, but I just see the sort of over romanticization of it, and it's not always like that. You know what I mean? But anyway, tell me guys, what do you think in the comment section below? Do you know any passport bros or passport? I don't. The word that rhymes, but I don't. Hey guys, I don't know if you can hear me or not because I'm in a cafe and there's music and I don't have my mic with me. I wanted to make it really clear, even if the relationship starts off transactional, it does not mean that once the relationship starts, someone's being abused. The relationship can be loving and kind, and the men can be treating the wife well and taking care of her, and she's able to take care of herself, her family, and her kids. And there can be love that develops and loyalties that develop. So I'm not saying, oh, it's transactional, so it's bad. I'm just saying that's maybe how it starts off, as sort of transactional. There's some feelings, there's some love, but for the most part, if their money is not there, if the man can't take care of the local girl, or if maybe vice versa, then it's less incentive for her to settle down with that person. But once they settle down, the love can develop. So there are happy endings. I'm just saying, be careful. Let me know in the comment section below. What do you think of that culture of that? If you think it's wrong all the time, if you think that the local people are being taken advantage of, have you had any horror stories, or have you friends who had their happily ever after, whether it's male or female? Let me know in the comment section below. Please like, comment, subscribe. It really helps with the algorithm, guys. If you're coming from my travel channel, I have more vlogs coming up. I went to the Rainbow Gathering in Nepal. I'm still in Nepal. I'm in Kathmandu right now, and all those videos are coming up. I have so many videos coming up. I'm just so busy. Stay tuned and sub. Please donate. It helps keep me on this platform, and you guys have an amazing day. Bye.